Welcome to Draw with Ed Vere. Today we're drawing Mr. Big from my book, Mr. Big. You will need paper and something to draw with. So we start off, as always, with a circle. And next to it, we put another circle like this. Sort of egg-shaped circles. Now we're going to do a dot in the first and another dot in the second. And underneath we draw a shape that's a little bit like a 3 that's tipped over. It's going to be the nose. And draw the nostrils like this. Okay, so now I'm going to, from here, draw a line that goes up over the first eye, down a bit, and it goes over the second eye. And now it goes down, down, down to about here. And let's see, we're going to draw a line coming out here and down to there, and then a straight line all the way back to here. Now this is probably not obvious what I'm doing yet, but it will become so, I hope. We draw a sort of raggedy line. This is supposed to be fur. And it goes up to about, let's say, about here. Now we're going to start drawing the hat. And it goes like this to begin with. And then like this. And up again. And down again. Maybe a bit longer. There. And give it a hat band. Like this. And as you can see, Mr. Big, well, as you saw cover of the book, Mr. Big is a gorilla, so we're going to give him a big, heavy neck, and I'm going to give him a jacket. So this is where it starts getting complicated. Don't forget, you can pause the video at any time so you can catch up. I've drawn this loads of times, this picture, so it's a lot easier for me. And Mr. Big is extremely large. I mean, just huge. If he was to come and see you, you wouldn't be able to get through the front door. You'd have to lift the roof of your house. And so, as you can probably understand, when people meet him, they are scared, extremely scared. In fact, they're so scared that they all, without fail, every single one of them, they all run away. And actually, Mr. Big is really nice. And so he ends up feeling very lonely and quite sad, as maybe you would if everybody ran away when they saw you. How are you doing with your drawing? You catching up? Don't forget you can pause the video at any time. So all of these people constantly run away from Mr. Big, and he feels very sad. And one afternoon, He's walking through town and he sees in the window of a very fine junk shop, he sees an old piano all alone, just like him. So he decides to buy it. No, he doesn't know how to play the piano. He decides to buy it and he takes it home and teaches himself how to play the piano. And he practices and practices. And just like anything, if you practice and practice, you get better. And he gets better and better at playing the piano. Now let's draw some buttons. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to start drawing his legs now. So let's have him walking along. 1 line down here. So Mr. Big gets better and better at playing the piano, and he starts to play music that is very beautiful. Drifts out through his window, and everybody in town, they can hear this music, and it is beautiful, but they don't know who he's playing. Who is this mystery pianist? And each night they hear new beautiful music, and the music's so beautiful that it can only have come from somebody with a beautiful soul. They still don't know who it's come from. So one day, a letter arrives at Mr. Big's house, and it says, "Dear mystery pianist, we love your music. We've been listening to it for..." Hold on. We're going to start doing the shoulder. So we follow this line. I've got to concentrate on the drawing whilst I tell you this story. It's going to be his arm, you'll see in a moment, something like that, and little line here, and it comes down, something like this, maybe to about here. So that's his jacket sleeve. Let's give it a couple of buttons. So this letter arrives. Dear mystery pianist, we love your music. We've been listening to you for weeks. Me and a couple of the guys are playing tonight at the Blue Note. The Blue Note is a jazz club, and they want him to come and join them and play with them. Will you join our band? Will you jam with us? They don't know who they're asking, of course. And then that night, Mr. Big turns up with his piano, and they all realise that actually Mr. Big is lovely. He may be big, they may have been scared, but they forgot to get to know who he really was. So the story ends happily. Mr. Big finds some lovely friends, joins a jazz band. Now then, complicated bit coming up. So we're going to draw, this is a thumbnail there. And we'll sort of draw his, can't see much of them, but his fingers. And we do the same with this side. So a bit of a thumb here, and we draw fingers curving around like this, and he's got pretty hairy knuckles, this guy. something like this. Okay, don't worry too much about getting that right. Now, his trousers. I am going to colour in his trousers black. You could use whatever colour you like. You definitely might feel this needs a lot more colour than I'm giving it. Let's have a look. Do the same with his hat. I think I might put some colour on the hat band. But the main bit of the hat I'm going to make black. Just like that. And same here. Now, I'm going to give him a bit of a shadow, like this. You can see more clearly he's walking along. And quite important bit is missing. Can you see which bit? It starts from here, his mouth. Now, along to there. He doesn't look very happy, does he? And we could draw it along to there, and he still doesn't look very happy at all. So we could draw him sort of like this. This is him at the start of the story. Everybody's running away from him constantly. He's not happy. Or the end of the story, when he's part of a jazz band and he has friends and people aren't scared of him anymore. He looks a bit more like this. He's still a bit shy. In fact, he'd probably blush a bit if he saw you. Only a tiny bit. We're going to make him a lovely pinstripe striped jacket. We draw lines down like this. You could actually, if you want, you could colour in your jacket and then draw your pinstripes. I'm going to do it like this. You could also colour in the shirt and the buttons. There's lots to still do. Can you hear the dog outside? It's somebody calling. Okay, I think that's enough pinstripes. And let's make the hat band the same colour. I always like using yellow because it's cheerful. And Mr. Big is now cheerful. Okay. I'm going to write his name. I'm going to give him quite a fancy M, because he deserves quite a fancy M. R. A B. I. G. There we go. And I'm going to write my name. You can write your name at the bottom too, or at the top, or at the side, wherever you like. Don't even need to write it at all. Okay, and that is how you draw Mr. Big. How did you get on? I'd love to see your drawings. You can share them with me using the hashtag #DrawWithEdVere, and you can find my videos at edvere.com and videos by some brilliant authors and illustrators at booktrust.org.uk/hometime. I look forward to seeing you next time.